Hello everyone, this is Simple Math for you, and our lesson today is talking about slope and equations of lines. أهلا بكم من جديد في Simple Math for you، ودرسنا اليوم يتحدث عن الميل ومعادلات الخطوط المستقيمة. Actually, this is not a new lesson. We have studied equations of lines and slopes and everything, but today we are going to focus on relations between lines as if they are parallel lines or perpendicular lines. هذا ليس درسا جديدا بالكلية، فقد درسنا السابق كيفية كتابة معادلات المستقيمات بمعرفة نقطتين وميل وإلى آخره، ولكن في هذا الدرس سنقوم بالتركيز على معادلات المستقيمات الموازية أو المتعامدة مع مستقيمات أخرى. So let's recall, نتذكر what is the slope. Slope is the ratio of the change of the y coordinate, which is rise, to the corresponding change in run. So it is like change in y, which is, we can say y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Usually we call it m, or we can call it as slope equals to rise over run. We can calculate it، نحسبه على rise over run، مقدار الفرق بالy على الفرق بالx. So what is the relation between slopes of parallel lines؟ الميل الخطوط المتوازية أو المستقيمات المتوازية. Two distinct non-vertical lines, any lines, for example, those lines are considered to be parallel if and only if they have the same slope. So if this line has slope m1, this has a slope m2. If the lines are parallel, then the slope 1 equals the slope of the second line. While for the perpendicular lines, the relation is different. Two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if the product of their slopes is -1. يعني, for example, if the first slope was 2, then the second slope will be -1 over 2. Why? Because 2 times -1 over 2 is equal to -1. Or simply, it can be called as negative reciprocal of each other. يعني معكوسهم، معكوس العدد، يعني معكوسه ومعكوسه بالإشارة أيضا. يعني إذا كان هذا 2 over 1، فأنت كأنك عكستها 1 over 2 وعكست الإشارة، it was positive, then it is negative. So if the first line will have a slope -2 over 3, then the second slope should be, this was negative, so this is positive. This was 2 over 3, this will be 3 over 2. Another example, if the first slope was 1, the second slope will be -1, because 1 is 1 over 1, actually, it's the same. So 1 times -1, if you check, the product is -1. If you check this, the product is -1. Let's take now a practice exercise. Determine whether AB and CD are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Graph each line to verify your answer. Let's find out here the slope of line AB. Recall, what is the slope? Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is x1. We have done lots of exercises on this topic before. You can refer to this lesson. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's -1 over 3. Now we will find the slope of CD. Same thing here. We will change the color. So it is -5 minus -10 over -6 minus 9. So it is -5 minus -10, so -5 plus 10, which is 5 over -15. Remember to simplify. You need to simplify to be able to compare. So if you divide this by 5, divide this by 5, this will be 1 over -3, which means it's the same as this one. So since the slopes are equal, that means lines are parallel because the slope of line AB equals the slope of line CD. Let's graph and check. We will use purple color for number 1. A is 1 to 5. Let's take another scale 2, 4, 6. 6, 8, 10, 12, -2, -4, -6, -8. First point A is 1 and 5. So 1 goes to 5 somewhere here. This is A. And then we have 4 and 4. 4 and 4 is this one. And when you match, this is the first line. And the second line, this is AB. The second line is CD, 9 and -10. 9 and -10, which is 9 going down to -10 somewhere here. And the other one is -6 and -5. So it is somewhere here. And if you match, you will find actually this is -6, -5, somewhere here. And we said 9 and -10. 9 and -10, it's somewhere here. Yes, almost here because the problem is the fractions. So if you graph, طبعا the graphs are not that much accurate. They look parallel as you can see here. So lines are parallel. Question number 2, let's use another color. We will find the slope here. Slope of CD. You can find it now. You are professional. And simplify over 8(1) over 8(2), -2. As you see, the slopes have no relation between each other. So they are not parallel nor perpendicular. So we can write neither. So let's graph. The first one, 4 and 2. 4 and 2 is somewhere here. Point B, -3 and 1. -3 and 1 is somewhere here up. And we can match the lines. Almost here. Then CD, 6 and 0, all on the x-axis. -10 and 8, go to -10 up to 8, somewhere here. So this is the second line. As you see, they are intersecting here, but not at a right angle. So we cannot say that they are perpendicular. Perfect. Moving to question 3. A is 8,4. B is 4,3. Slope of line AB is 3 minus 4 over 4 minus 8 minus 1 over -4, which is 1 over 4. Slope of CD is -1 minus -9 over 2 minus 4. So it's 8 over -2, which is -4. It's very obvious here that they are negative reciprocal of each other, or you can multiply and check. 1 over 4 times -4 is -1. That means the lines are perpendicular. And let's check by graphing. 8, 4. By the way, it's not a good way to check by graphing because our graphs will not be as exact as the calculations. So A is 8, 4. 8 up to 4. B is 4 and 3. And this is the line. This is the blue line here. Now C is 4 and -9. We have D is 2 and -1, somewhere here. And when you match, actually, they look perpendicular. This angle should look kind of a right angle. So these lines are perpendicular. Okay, great. So we have taken a case. أخذنا case حالة عندما كانت المستقيمات متوازية حيث أن الميل لكل منهما يساوي الآخر. الحالة الثانية ليس هناك علاقة بين الميلين. So لا يوجد علاقة بينهما، يتقاطعان ولكن ليس بزاوية قائمة. الحالة الثالثة أوجدنا الميل الأول والميل الثاني، وجدنا أن حاصل ضرب ناقص 1 وبالتالي المستقيمان متعامدان. وطلب منا الرسم فرسمنا. Check. Determine whether the pair of lines is parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Oh, here in this case, what is the slope of this line? Remember, this is a vertical line when the slope is undefined. And here, the horizontal line has a slope of 0. Slope equals to 0 here. So in this case, you cannot apply the rule, which is the product equals to -1, but it's very clear that one of the lines is vertical, the other one is horizontal. So when one is vertical, one horizontal, so definitely the lines are perpendicular. This is vertical line. Let's هذا مستقيم عمودي vertical line رأسي رأسي، وهذا أفقي. This is horizontal. So دائما any vertical line will be perpendicular to any horizontal line. Determine whether each pair of lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. To determine, we have to find the slope. And to find the slope, you have the option. Either you assign 2 points on the line, or you use the rise over run as we were doing that before. So to find the slope of AB, I will use the rise over run. 1, 2. So the rise over run. Rise is 2, run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Simplifying is 1 over 3. Remember, this has a negative slope because when you go down here, the rise is negative. So you can determine that later. So it is -1 over 3. The slope of CD, طبعا I found CB أو AB نفسه because it's the same line. For the CD, let's do it here. CD is going from C to D here, or any 2 points on the line, not necessarily C to D. So this has a positive slope, as you see. So we are expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, running 1, 2. So it is 3. You can say going down, going left, negative over negative, positive. It's very clear here that these slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Yani if you multiply them, the product is -1. So that means here the lines are perpendicular. Here it's very clear that it's parallel, but we have to prove it. Sometimes you cannot judge. Going from L to M, slope of LM, rise over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, over run is 1, so it is 4, but it is negative, so a negative slope, -4. Slope of JK, same exactly, going 5 or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative over running 1, it is -5. So it's not the same as we were expecting 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. This is -5 and this is -5, 4. So it might look like parallel lines, but they are not parallel lines as you see. These lines are have different slope. So slope 1 is not equal to slope 2, so no relation between them. However, they look parallel. That's why algebra is more accurate than by eyes. Okay. Now let's go to the equations of the lines that we have discussed also a long time ago. An equation of non-vertical line can be written in different but equivalent forms. The first one is called slope-intercept form. Remember that M is the slope, B is the y-intercept. Also, it can be written as point-slope form, and x1, y1 is the point, and M is the slope. Remember, this is one of the forms that you should know. So here, the slope is 3, 8 is the y-intercept. Recall, what is the y-intercept? The y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. This is called the y-intercept. Okay. For this form, for example, if you want to write the slope point form or point slope form, y minus y1 equals slope x minus x1. So this will be x1, y1. So it will be y minus the 5 is equal to slope. In our case, the slope, let's say, -2. X minus x1. So you leave the x minus x1, 3. If this point was negative, you have to put that into consideration. This will be minus minus, which is plus. So it shouldn't look always as negative. It depends on the point that the line is passing by. Now, what if the lines are horizontal and vertical? Remember, if the line is a horizontal line like this one here, for example, this one is passing by -3. So the equation of the line is y equals -3. Y equals to a constant, while this line is a vertical line passing through -2, so it's x equals to -2. So x is a constant number here. So when given the equations of two lines, you can compare the equations to determine the relationship between the lines. Let's see this one. Determine whether each pair of lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Now, let's see. What is the form that this equation is written? This equation is written in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And this is also written in this form. So for this equation, directly, this is my slope. For this equation, this is my slope. Irrespective of the y-intercept, we just compare the slopes here. Since slope 1 is equal to slope 2, that means directly lines are parallel. This is our goal. Let's see this one. For this equation, this is written as point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So directly, if you compare, your slope here is 6. Now, for this equation, same thing. This is your slope. M2 is -1/3. Comparing the slopes here, they are neither negative reciprocal of each other nor equal. لا هم متساويين ولا هم واحدة معكوسة معكوس الثانية. وبالتالي the relation here is neither. They are intersecting يتقاطعون ولكن ليس بزاوية قائمة. Let's take this case. The slope here is 3. Slope here is -1/3. As you see here, the relation between them is that one is negative reciprocal of the other. That means lines are perpendicular. Even you can check 3 times -1/3 is -1. What about this one? These equations are not written in slope-intercept form nor the point slope form, but we know that this is a vertical line, parallel to the y-axis. This is horizontal line passing through 10. And we always know that any vertical line is perpendicular متعامد مع المستقيم الأفقي. الرأسي دائما عمودي على الأفقي. So horizontal lines are always perpendicular to vertical lines. That means these lines are perpendicular to each other. Now, what about this one? Guess. Both are horizontal lines. This is horizontal line. This is horizontal line. And you can imagine them. This y equals to 5 is over here. And y equals -3 is somewhere like this. So they are parallel lines. parallel to each other. Now, how can we write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines? Write the equation in slope-intercept form for each line described. Passes through this point and perpendicular to that one. Remember, we have here given line, but this line we need is not that line. Our line is perpendicular to this line. So the information that I will take from the line given is just the slope. So my slope here given is 1/2. And then I will look at the question. We want the perpendicular to that one. So since we are looking for the perpendicular, so our slope will be negative reciprocal. Yani this one positive, this is negative, this one 1/2, our slope will be 2. So this is the slope that I'm going to deal with. And our point is given to be -7 and -4. So then we will write the equation of a line that is passing through -7, -4 and has a slope of -2. You are free to choose any form you like, but now he is asking you to use slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So what shall I do? The slope is -2. This is x and this is y. To find b, so -4, as we have done this many times before. -4 is 14 plus b. Take this to the other side. So -18, -4, yani -14 is equal to b. So our b is -18. So my equation of the line will be y equals m, which is -2x, plus the new b, which is -18. For this equation, we want equation of a line parallel to this. Since we are looking for parallel to that line, let's find the slope here. Our slope is -2/3. So my slope is exactly the same. This is given. So now the slope I need is the same because it's parallel line and I have the point already. So I'll do the same as I have done before. I will replace. So 2 is -12 times 6 -12/3 -4. Taking the 4 there, so b is 6. So my equation y equals m, which is this one, x plus the b, which is the 6. So this is equation of perpendicular line, and this is the equation of the parallel line. Now another question. Find the equation of a line that is passing through this point and perpendicular to that one. So my slope is -5. We are looking for perpendicular line. So my slope, this is given. So my slope will be opposite in sign and opposite reciprocals, yani upside down. So this was -5/1, so 1/5. Now I will use this point. My y is 2. 1/5 minus 2 plus b. So 2 is -2/5 plus b. 2 is -0.4 plus b. So b is 2.4. So my equation now y is slope, new slope x plus 2.4. You can use the decimal as well. That's fine. You can use y equals 0.2x plus 2.4, or keep that one in fraction form, it's fine. Gavin is working on an animated film about skiing. The figure shows a ski slope presented by AB, and one of the chairs on the chair lift represented by point C. The chair, which is C, this one needs to move along a straight line that is parallel to AB. What is the equation of a line? So first we want to see the coordinate of C. C, as you see, is located at -1 and 2. Now, line AB given 2 points, and I need to find the slope because any equation of a line إذا تكتب معادلة لازم يكون عندك ميل ونقطة. بعدين نعرف إذا parallel ولا perpendicular. So we need to find the slope of AB. يعني ميل المستقيم AB. I would use rise over run. I will use this point with that point. طبعا you can use this as well. يعني you can use this. It's fine. 1 over 2. If you use this over that, count it, it will be 3 over 6. Same thing. يعني 1 over 2. And it is positive slopes. And this is -1 over -2. So it's 1 over 2. Oh, you know that it's a positive slope. So the slope of a line is 1 over 2. He is asking to find an equation parallel to that one. So this is given. So the parallel line will have the same because it is parallel to that one. And the point now is -1, 2, as we have found. And I will use slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So 2 is slope. X is -1 plus b. 2 is -½ plus b. And if you find the b, 2 plus half equals b. So b is 2.5 or 2.5 actually. You can write it in this way as well. So my equation y equals mx plus b. So 1 over 2x plus the b, which is 2.5. You can write it this way. You can write it in this way. Now, the top of the chairlift occurs at y equals to 20. Explain how given can find coordinate of the chair when it reaches the top of the chairlift. So here, this is the equation that I found. Now, we want what is the coordinate x, what's the value of x, the horizontal يعني dimension, when y is 20. So I will substitute by y equals to 20. And I will solve for x. How can I solve? Normal solving. So half x equals 20 minus 2.5. 2.5 or 2.5. So half x is 17.5, 18.5, 18.5. Sorry, 17.5, I mean. And how can I find x now? I can multiply by 2 both sides. So x is 17.5 times 2, which is 35. So the coordinate chair is x equals to 35. So the coordinates is 35 and 20. Okay, here. Find the value of x or y that satisfies the given condition, then graph the line. The line containing these 2 points is perpendicular to the line, including those. So how can I find x? First, I will use the given points to find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this will be 5 over 5, which is 1. Now, the slope is 1. So the perpendicular line perpendicular will be -1 because it's 1 over 1, -1. This -1 will be the slope of the other part, which is that one. So I will use now x1, y1, x2, y2, and equate it to -1. So this will be -6 minus -2 over x minus 4. And I need to solve this proportion. Let's arrange it. -1 is -6 plus 2, يعني -4 over x minus 4. You can, if you want, cross multiply. So -1 times x minus 4 equals -4. Distribute. Minus x is -4 minus 4 minus x is -8. Divide as you get used to do it this way. So x is 8. Okay, it's an easy lesson actually, and we have done lots of exercises similar to those. Now, last question. Now, line containing these points is parallel to line containing those points. So I need to find the slope of the line containing the known points. So it's 3 minus 9 over 4 minus 4, which is minus 6 over 8. And I will simplify dividing by 2. 3 dividing by 2, 4. Okay. And then we will find the slope of this one, knowing that the lines are parallel. Since the lines are parallel, that means the slope I need is exactly the same. So my slope is also minus 3 over 4 because the lines are parallel. That means we have this pair of points now. Now, I will find the slope of the line, the slope of the line passing through these points. Y minus 1 over 4 minus 8 should equal to my slope, which is parallel to that one. And it is normal procedure. Cross multiplication. 4 equals 3 times 12. 4y minus 4 is 36. 4y equals 40. So y is 10. We are done with this lesson that is considered easy lesson. Thank you all for listening وأشكركم لحسن استماعكم وإلى اللقاء في الفيديو القادم. شكرا جزيلا.